we just engaged our autopilot for the first time on Hakluyt. It's a bit of an experiment. It's kind of a hybrid between the old hydraulic ram from its previous owner and a new autopilot electronic system. And it's doing awesome. We're super excited. Like, it's doing way better than we would be driving right now. So we're under full Genoa at this point. We're debating about whether or not to bring out the main. We're riding about, I don't know, 4-meter swells. They're timed about 14-15 seconds apart, so the ride is actually fairly comfortable. But let's go out here and just have a look. It's still a little rolly, but it's not super rough. But we got our autopilot rolling here. And we decided to name him Mr. Gibbs. Here's to Mr. Gibbs. Cheers.
Cheers. Thank you, Mr. Gibbs. So we finally made it. We're approaching Fermuse. Good morning. Flynn and I up already. We want to leave Fermuse this morning. So we're always up early because we don't have a lot of daylight because it's winter. So we only have a few hours. We got to get going at 6 o'clock. So I'm making coffee now. Autopilot, radar, chart plotter, VHF is on. Bow thruster on.
So it's about 6:30 in the morning. It's first light, and we're departing Fermuse. And not quite sure what we're going to get out there wave-wise. It should be 2 to 3 meters, but you never know. So today we'll be going around Cape Race, which is one of the more notorious points of land, kind of similar to Cape Spear, apparently here on the eastern coast. And then once we round Cape Race, we're officially on the southern coast of Newfoundland, so that's exciting.
Don't go without me. So we just put the Genoa out. There are more waves than we thought. It's a little bit of a rough ride here. But the good news is it's so much warmer than we're used to. waves are really kind of crazy. Makes me a little bit nervous here. We're kind of tossed around like a nutshell.
Do me a favor and let some more of the Genoa out.
Yeah, it's not fun.
We got 10 hours, probably 10 more hours of that. Oh. So we decided to go ahead and turn around and head back to Fermuse. There's a couple things that entered our calculus on this decision. Number one is we only made 11 nautical miles in about 2 hours and 45 minutes, almost 3 hours, and so that's a pretty poor average, and we were just beating into the wave. And we had a bailout option of going to Renewes, which is the next little harborage south of Fermuse. We made a couple phone calls, and one of our good friends, Matt, advised that it's really just not a good place to be this time of year. And the harbor master called us back and similarly talked to Judith, and what did he say?
Oh, he said, this is not a good place to come in, you better go to Fermuse.
Yeah, so we're going to head back to Fermuse. We're having a great ride back, able to enjoy some bananas.
And the good news is we didn't use any fuel to do that.
Yeah, no fuel, just our onboard electricity with the motors. We did a little motor sailing. We kind of had the motor just to kind of keep our inertia up in the waves. Otherwise, we would have averaged even less than what we were doing. But probably one of the best things about today was that it's one of our rougher days in Hakluyt since we've been out. And it was a really good, if nothing else, awesome sea trial to trial her out in some pretty steep waves. That wasn't forecast as well. The period was nothing near what they had forecast. They were calling for 9 to 11 second periods between wave crests, and we weren't even getting like 2 seconds between waves. So it just wasn't the right day to be out here, and pretty sure we made the right call.
Hi there, guys, from the dog berth. This is Elsky and Edward. Wes and I are a little bit sick, so apologize in advance for any sniffling, coughing, and congested noses while we talk. You just saw our first attempt to round Cape Race, and that didn't work out well, so we turned around. And how we finally made it, you can see in the next episode. What's following now is a little introduction of our heating system in the boat, because we had a few people asking about it. So Wes will give you a little tour of the wood stove now.
So I'll give you a quick tour of the stove. It's sort of a work in progress, but we get lots of questions about it. So we took out the diesel stove, as you may know from earlier videos or conversation, but we replaced it with a custom reburner gasifier stove, I guess is what they call it. It's sort of a special wood stove that's supposed to be super efficient and very environmentally friendly, so that it reburns a bunch of the exhaust or fumes or smoke, and it puts hardly anything into the atmosphere. So originally I had intended this thing to kind of create its own energy through thermoelectric generation, but the stove is so dang efficient that it doesn't actually pipe out enough electricity to do what I wanted it to do. So originally this section right here is the thermoelectric unit. There's 2 radiator heaters here. They're now glove and hat warmers, dryers, but you can run water through or glycol through those guys, and then pump that to the heaters in the forward V berth. But just didn't have enough time to get that connected before we left. It would have been nice if we did have time, because we could certainly use it now, but in the meantime it's just sort of a ornament. In the future I'd like to retrofit this guy, because this is just a single walled pipe, whereas this is double wall, and take the radiators off, stick them on magnets, and actually magnetize them to the stove on either side, either wall, and do it that way. It's kind of how the original stoves that they created these things with thermoelectric worked. Instead of going through the flue, they just pulled the heat off the sides and whatnot. So this is it. This is our wood burning stove gasifier reburner. Thanks everybody for watching, and please subscribe to our channel. It really helps us out a lot. And feel free to go to our website. You can look us up and see where we're at in real time. You could also check out our Facebook and Instagram links for updated photos as well.
And as always, I've got a recipe for you. Today it's a plant-based cheese. It's very easy and very fast, and it contributes to your health. Thank you. Bye-bye. Hakluyt's Galley again. Healthy, easy, delicious as always. And today I've got a cheese for you. Plant-based, very quick and easy cheese. Dairy is one of the things in this world that might be not the healthiest choice for humans to eat or drink, especially when you're older. Lots of people also have intolerances about that, but I totally understand how hard it is to give up cheese. So this was also the last piece of food that I had to change years and years ago. And so maybe this will help you a little bit to make a different choice, and maybe try it and like it, and do it once in a while, do it every time. Okay, let's start. What you need to do cheese is a blender. I've got that little small blender here, which fits that little cup. It's very practical for the boat. Then what we need is nutritional yeast, oil, either avocado oil or grapeseed oil is good, because it's kind of neutral in taste. You don't want olive oil that tastes like something. And then we need Himalayan salt and a little bit turmeric, but that's optional and it's just for the color. And then you need actually lemon juice, but I could not get fresh lemons here where we are at the moment. So what you can use alternatively is apple cider vinegar. Organic if possible, because apples are sprayed very heavily. And then what you need is cashews. And these cashews need to be soaked in water. It doesn't matter how long you soak them. The longer you soak them, the creamier the cheese will. But if you also like it a little crunchy pieces in there, you just don't soak them at all if you like that part. I added everything to the blender, and then I just give it a little whirl here. And there is our cheese. It's really good. So I like it a little bit more liquid, so I add additional water if I needed more liquid. If you need it thick and you want to use it as a spread on a bread or bun or whatever, you make it a little bit thicker with less water. And but it's like because what I want to do with it today is like baked potatoes with it. So I just pour it on potatoes and then put it in the oven. And it's easier to pour if it's a little bit more liquid. You can put this on your pizza. I have a healthy pizza too, by the way. Over noodles, potatoes. What I really like is quinoa, and then just pour cheese over it. and cheesy noodles, like healthy noodles, which is lentil noodles or chickpea noodles, and edamame noodles. That's what we eat. Yeah, you can use it for all kinds of stuff. Just be a little bit creative and create your own cheese dish. Yeah, so if you enjoy my recipes and you would like to know how your favorite dish that may be healthy or unhealthy could be cooked a little bit more healthy, just leave a comment and I will try to accommodate that. Because my thing is, I want to show you how to make your favorite dish in a healthy way, because I don't want to say you shouldn't eat this, you shouldn't eat this. I think everybody has preferences, and I'll find alternatives for you. So okay, yeah, just leave a comment and let me know.